Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is about Peavey 6505 MH 20 watt tube amp. First, let's listen a song so you hear the amp in a mix. I'm gonna use Euge guitar, obviously this amp, both channels, some flanger, some phaser, some H3000 delay, and some Eventide H949 harmonizer. Kind of what Eddie did on the Balance album. Then let's discuss a little bit more about the amp, and I will compare it to the original Black Letter also. Will be Noodling. That was the amp. Nothing. Completely bone dry. No overdrives, nothing. So it's a really good sounding amp, like a classic Peavey 5150. And like I said on the intro, on the song, I recorded the guitars to 2 tracks, and I had a little bit Eventide there, like Eddie did on the Balance album, to get that lush tone. And it was just one guitar, no overdubs or anything. So, yeah, the amp, it's a 20 watt, but you can reduce the power to, I don't remember now, I need to check, but let's check it. Yeah, you can reduce the power from 20 to 10 to 1 watt, so it kind of has an attenuator. And how this differs from the original 5150, well, there's a reverb included. It's okay reverb if you want to use it. I don't usually like to use reverb, especially on overdrive. Your basic controls, like on the original 5150 rhythm channel with a Brit or Bride BRT. I guess that's Brit. Here it's labeled Bride. Well, whatever. It adds a little bit like higher upper mids, kind of like Marshall type. Let's check it out. Not much actually, but this certain. And then the crunch mode. And this isn't really a clean channel like on the original. It's more of a rhythm channel, kind of like a little bit like old Eddie Van Halen type of sound, kind of plexy. This worked actually really well on heavy rhythms. I've used this channel many times and then boosted it with an overdrive, with a little bit different flavor. Cool, then the lead channel, your typical pre-gain, which is a gain preamp, how hard you push the preamp tubes. There are 3 12AX7/EZC83 preamp tubes, 2 EL84 power on tubes. On the original there's 6 12AX7s and 4 660s. Then your usual EQ, low, mid, high. I had lows on 6, mids 4, high 6. Then the post gain, which is master volume. Rhythm, lead channel separately. The reverb I mentioned. Resonance, you know, you get that low kind of and thumb, and that really depends how you set up, what cabinet do you use, or what impulse responses or reactive loads do you use. I'm using now, the amp goes to, both amps goes to the KHE audio amp switcher and then into CYHRA's reactive load, where I'm using my signature IR Valovirta from Jens Bogren. Then I'm recording the guitar to Cubase. So that's that. It's 6. And the presence, it's very similar than on the original, so it really doesn't do much before noon, or basically nothing. Here around 7 and 8 it starts to open. I usually find that the sweet spot is somewhere around 8. Again, depends on the guitar, the pickups, the cabinet or IR I'm using. Then it has these lights which indicates the power tube failure, and or if they're okay, the lights are on green like now, which is pretty cool also. Then there was a, what else there was back? There's this simulated output. I haven't even tried that because usually you can get away with that, but if it's good, it's just a bonus. I pretty much always, I use either real cabinet or a reactive load like I'm using now. So, but it's a good bonus to have the option. So basically it's a modernized version of a good old 5150, and obviously, you know, smaller size, not as powerful, but really good sound. JSM 800, my first tube amp. Peavey 5150, you know, I had a few amps after the Marshall, but then so these 800 and 5150 are the amps I probably played the most in my career, especially the 800, which is my all-time favorite amp. But immediately, this is like, yeah, that's that. It's the 5150 tone. So let me compare it to the original. Now, obviously, this is 120 watts. So I need to keep the master really low. So the amp, it doesn't really do justice to a tube amp if you have the master low, because then the power tubes aren't really doing anything, and that's really part of the tube amp thing to me, that the power tubes are like glowing, you get big sound, but you'll hear the difference is still, even though it's really quiet. The master is only like 2.5 now. I mean, it's loud as F, but you know. Anyway, so first let me play something with this and then I'll switch back and forth. So you kind of hear the differences. And again, no overdrives, nothing. Completely dry. to me, that the feel, the tone is really similar. This has obviously more low and more because of like really big I mean the transformers alone are the size of the amp. What's on these, you know, 4 606s and stuff. It sounds a little because the master is, so I will need to. Now it's like really starts to breathe, but you know, for the comparison, it doesn't make much sense if this is like 4 times louder. But the tone in general, it's there, the 5150 tone that we all know and love. But because of just 2 EL84 small power amp tubes, small transformers, the sound is just a little bit smaller. But like you hear in the mix, it's actually really good. And right now this sounds a little like, but yeah, so I really like this amp because it's just like 5150. I mean, this is the black letter, the original, but just you know, more easier to handle because you can get really great tones with quite, you know, moderate volumes, especially if you switch the amp from 10 or 1 watt mode. And it comes, at least this one, I got this from, borrowed this from Music's, great Swiss music store, thank you. It comes with a basic, you know, standard food switch, so you can select the channels and on and off. I selected it manually here because I didn't want to open that because I need to return the amp, but anyway, it's great. Then actually, let's check out with some down-tuned guitars, active pickups, and you know, with SD1 and TS808, so you hear how this works in a more heavier metal context. So this is my ESP-E2 Evertune. I've been playing this one a lot because I've been recording rhythm guitars with this one for the next CYHRA album. So this is now at the moment in drop B flat. First, nothing, no overdrives. So, really cool, and it's really quiet. I mean, I have the gain at 4 now. Then, let's compare it to this one. Well, you get the point. A lot of low end. Okay. Then, TS808, which is my favorite for boosting 5150. I like it more than SD1. So now this with TS808, and I'm pretty sure I need to back the gain. Okay, then let's try with SD. SD works really well, but for some reason I like TS808 with 5150 more, or 65 or 5. To me it's 5150 because when these came out in the early 90s, you know, I was a teenager, so it's always 5150 to me. Okay, then let's actually compare this with TS and this with GS. So let me program when I switch the channel. So GS on this one, then TS on this one. I have this mini board that I'm able to control the amps this one and everything. So now this one with the GS808. Works. Conclusion. If you wanna have the classic original 5150 tone, but don't wanna have this big of an amp, and maybe your budgets, you know, has some limitations, then this is really good option, I must say. One of my favorite of these small amps. Definitely. You know, the Marshall 20 watts, they're all great. This is great. The Invective was great, but I kinda like this more because I'm so used to the old 5150. The Invective, I did a video a while ago. It had a tube screamer type of boost and all kinds of stuff. The clean sound was actually really good. So, but still, playing with the original, these, you know, kinda one-trick ponies, that's just to me like coming home. So I really like this amp. It has the soul, the character of a good old 5150. Hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting and informative. Until next time, all the best. Take care. Bye.